Yep. Perfect. Question number 2. How does the board of directors get formed with an early startup?
All right, I'll take this one since I've been in a couple of early startups. Obviously, the first members of the board are the co-founders of the company, whether you're the technical co-founder or the not technical co-founder or some other combination of the two. But when you're looking outside of that scope, because if there's only 2 of you, then you can have ties. And you want someone to break that tie. You want someone to complement the skill set that you have. You need to think of it a lot like you would think of hiring an employee who has capabilities that you and your co-founder are missing. So if this is your first startup, you're probably looking for someone who is experienced in business and can kind of teach you almost, can be hands-on with you and your co-founder and guide the 2 of you through the process, navigating the waters of forming a small business into a less small business. If you've got a couple of startups under your belt, then maybe you're not even watching this video. You already know how to pick a board member. So board members obviously are normally tied to investment. So larger investors are definitely going to want a seat on the board so that they can steer the company, not necessarily to their benefit, but just to the benefit of everyone. And you want that. You want someone who both believes in your idea enough to give you money and believes in you enough to want to actually impart to you some of their knowledge. So you want someone who has that knowledge.
So finding board members, or I guess kind of vetting board members, is always an interesting question. When you and John, or with previous companies, when you had someone come in, you're not just taking their money and putting them on the board. What kind of things do you talk about internally as part of that founding team? What do you talk about when you're thinking about bringing someone onto the board? Are you trying to plan for 5 years down the road of how they're going to make decisions, or what do you look at?
Some of that, yes. Yes, we do look at, for a prospective board member / investor, we look at what does this person bring to the table right now, and what benefits will their presence provide, like you said, 5 years down the road? Are they someone who's going to be able to help us lead another round of investment, or are they someone who has experience and expertise in a company at the size we expect to be in 5 years? That is absolutely critical, because the company that you build from the start of, say, 5, 10 employees is a completely different animal from the company you get even at 50 employees, to say nothing of like 200 employees. When it's 200 employees, it's totally unrecognizable from what it was before. And so as everyone, you can read 100 articles that tell you, well, you'll need different employees at those different stages of the company, different kinds of people with different skills. It's the same for your board members. Your board members can bring different skills to the table. You may think of them, that person's run a huge company. What can they tell me? I'm 2 people. Well, if in 5 years you're 200 people, which can happen, then that person is going to have a lot more to say, and you're going to want to listen to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 200 people in 2 years, 200 people in 5 months with Country Outfitter.
Yeah, it can happen. You got to be careful.